Hi, I'm sick. Whatever this is that's going around, it's horrible. Um, yeah, it's the sickest that I've been in a hot minute. I'm trying to move around so that it doesn't fester, but I'm probably, after I record this video, gonna need to go take a little nappy nap. Maybe a bathy bath and then a nappy nap. I don't know, like it's pretty rough. So excuse me, I'm sweating and my throat sounds horrible. But this is one of my unscheduled videos that I do on occasion. It's something that popped up in my head recently because, like, I'm sitting here thinking about the economy like everybody else is. It's bad out there. It's really horrible. I don't recall it being so bad, but then again, I don't know, like, I'm 40. I did live on my own in 2008 with my family, my husband and my kids. And I just don't remember that, at least for us, being quite as bad as it is now. Like, yeah, I remember gas. That was through the roof and stuff, but like now your grocery bill, it's painful. It is painful out there. And so it had me thinking about, everybody that is trying to get treatment, trying to get dental treatment, and wondering how the cost has transferred to dentistry, to receiving dental care. Because, it all affects everything. And we know that just getting dental work already was expensive. It was already something that was very out of reach for people. I get comments from people all the time that are struggling just to get a good quality set of dentures, never mind implants. Like, that's always been expensive. The average has hovered around $40,000-$50,000 for what I have, the all-in-4 implants. I haven't seen many fluctuations in the price of that, which is unfortunate because in my honest opinion, I think that that should be the standard of care at this point, period. But you guys know I've already ranted before about, the cost of things. I'll put a link to one of those videos up here, and that's not to knock dentists because I do understand everything. Like, I understand, the overhead, opening a business, paying your staff, paying for all of the other stuff and the training and the school. And yes, I get it. With dental work, we know that insurance has also never changed, really. Like, what insurance covers. It's just a mess, and I'm not trying to get into all of that. So yes, I'm not trying to start a whole argument or debate about price, but I'm not going to stop it either. Hey, let it all out. I get it. It had me thinking about all of the people that I've spoken to over the years or that have commented about, getting dental work done abroad. I want to get that conversation going because, like, people are in need of help right now. And so I'm just trying to explore every, avenue for people to get that help, right? I don't think that there's one way. Yes, there's ideally you wouldn't have to travel to get dental work done, but the world is less than ideal right now, and it has been for a long time here in the United States as far as the cost of these procedures go. And at the end of the day, what we, the patients, for any of you dentists out there that are watching this, some of us are kinder and more empathetic and understanding than others. Some of us get really mad sometimes about it because really what it all comes down to is we just want the situation fixed. We don't want all these debates about like how we caused it, how we got here, like the shame that's associated with losing teeth, none of that. Just fix it at this point, because we could do that all day with everything. Nobody's perfect. Sometimes the situation is out of a person's control. Other times it was a direct result of choices that they made in their life. But like, who are you to judge? Like, we're here, we're suffering. The economy is crazy, but let's not blame the cost of dentistry on the current economic climate. It's been that way for a long time. And so people really need to start discussing, like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do to actually get quality dental care? And for some people, to them, that looks like implants. Others would be happy and satisfied with just a basic set of dentures that fits well and doesn't look crazy. But God, this is a whole topic that I could talk about forever. I clearly could talk about it forever. I'm so irritated by it sometimes because I've been doing this for 14 years and it still seems that there hasn't been much change. And I hate that. Like, I hate that more than anything because I talk to people so much about this very topic and I feel their pain. Like, I do. So anyways, the whole point of the video that I'm posting is to hear your stories about traveling abroad to get dental work done. And usually that's just for dental implants. I've never done it, so I can't knock it. And I completely understand why people would go that route. And I have honestly heard a lot of success stories where people were very happy. Mind you, that was in the immediate aftermath of receiving their work. I don't think that I've had much follow-up from people to track long-term progress. You know what I mean? So I can't say that that's won me over. I think that I'd need to see like some kind of indication of, you know, sustainability with the work that they received, right? But then I've also heard horror stories, and that is just heartbreaking to think about, because let's just say, and that's one of the things, that's one of the reasons why I would hesitate. Not to say that I would completely rule it out, but I'd hesitate for this reason, because I've heard it enough from people to know that it's a thing. You know, let's just say that what I have with the all-in-4, sorry, I'm sweating, I'm tanking, I'm going down, ship's sinking. What I have is the all-in-4, and it's about $40,000, right? And so let's just say that somebody is able to go to Turkey, because I hear that one a lot. Turkey and Mexico, typically. Let's say that they travel to Turkey and it shakes out to be about 15, 20,000. I am just literally making that number up because I have no idea. I can't remember what the going rate is. I think it just all depends. If you've been there and you've had the work done, comment below how much you paid, like what your experience is. That's what I'm getting at. But okay, backtrack. Let's just say you spend, you know, half or, you know, less than half of what you would pay here in the US, right? And it ended up being, you know, horrible quality work. I'm talking about not just from the aesthetic point of view, where the teeth don't even look right, you know, implant failure, or, you know, hitting nerves, going up into the sinus cavity, like all these things. And it's like you've blocked out a certain amount of time to be in Turkey. You have your whole life over here, or maybe you're retired, maybe you could spend a little bit more time there, but who wants to do that, right? Like, a lot of times I think that people are so excited because they've heard certain success stories, and that's the thing. You can't, even if a person that referred you had a very good experience at a particular place in Turkey, let's go back to just regular denture experiences. And I oftentimes compare me and my mom's situation. I am seeing double right now. Holy cow. My mom and I went to the same exact dentist, you know, same dentist. He did amazing quality work. It looked beautiful, but she couldn't function with the denture. I had a wonderful experience with my denture, and I loved the way they looked. She loved the way hers looked. They were beautiful, but she could not function. And that literally had nothing to do with his expertise. It had nothing to do with his skill. It was because the anatomy of my mom's mouth, maybe some other psychological factors going on, like a combination of things that made it very challenging for her to wear her denture. And so that's why I always say that, you know, yes, like what we mostly go by is, you know, reviews, but you also have to keep in mind that this is not an exact science, unfortunately. It's not. And what may work out for one person might not work out for you. So that's something that you have to take into consideration. But like, you know, when you're getting all of these glaring reviews about this particular dentist over there in Turkey, or prosthodontist or whatever, and you're getting hyped because you're like, oh my God, dream come true. Now I can actually afford to get implants. This is something that people dream of for years. I mean, it's a life goal for them. Maybe you've been wearing dentures for a long time and you finally have saved up enough money to travel to Turkey and get implants that you would not have been able to get otherwise. and then the situation turns out to not be as expected. And sometimes it's through the fault of the dentist. Sometimes it's through no fault of their own. It's just your own unique set of circumstances. And it's just devastating to those people when I read the stories that they send me about, being so hyped up about, finally having an end in sight and doing all of that. And then now, what do they do? Like, what do they do? They can't get their money back. They can't stay over there. How do you hold, like, you can't even go through the formal process. I don't even know how that formal process of, recourse looks. Like, it's complicated enough in the US. Like, I get that all the time from people who went just here locally, to wherever they're at, like local, drove their car to a place, paid all this money, and they weren't happy with the work and couldn't get a refund. And then the steps involved to trying to correct things. And I mean, this is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of stuff that patients think about. And like I said, I've never gone, but that's what would be going through my mind. But I can see how, had I never done my YouTube channel, never got my implants, and I was like there with my dentures and still had implants as a long-term goal, I can see how easy it would be for me to want to do that. That, like, I ain't saving for like $40,000-$50,000. I'm gonna go ahead and go over there and pay this much and have me a little vacay and at the same time. That's just my thoughts. That's the things that I think that people need to like pause and really consider, that yes, even if this person has a great reputation, you never really know what you're getting into until you get in there. And it's like, oh, by the way, we have to do this and that, and this might not work. And then what are you going to do? Keep going back to Turkey? So I'm just saying this to try to get like dialogue started. Like, let's actually have a conversation and discuss, is this something that you've done? Where did you go? What did you pay? Ballpark figure if you're not comfortable with an exact amount. What work did you have done? How did you find that company? How did you discover them? Was it word of mouth? Did you do a Google search? Did they get really good reviews? How was your experience? How was the outcome? Were you happy with the work? Have you had the work for quite some time to where you could say, yeah, years later, it's still holding up and doing well? How long were you there when you went? Did you have to do any return trips? Were you able to find somebody locally to maintain that work? Or was it one of those situations where they were using different products and the specialists here don't have the tools to use on those products? Things like that I think that people need to start talking about and sharing their experiences. I'm sure that this has been shared many times in some of the forums online, some of the support groups, but let's have it here on my channel and start talking about it. What was your experience? Share it in the comments below. Again, I would not be opposed, and I would not judge anybody for doing that. I would just definitely have my hesitations. Anyway, so that's my video. That's what I wanted to ask. I want to get some conversation going so we can do some research and figure out what everybody's doing with that. I do have a few videos that are coming up soon. I just gotta not be sick to record those because I want them to be a little bit better quality. And then I have a series coming out on the surviving the first year with dentures. Like, I have a few things planned that are in the pipeline. I just got to get to that point. So make sure that you subscribe to my channel if you're not already. That seriously helps me tremendously on my channel. I'm so close. I'm so close to 100,000. I've only been doing this for 14 years. It's just a personal goal of mine. I would love to be one of those people that has the plaque that says, hi, I was here when they were doing that, and knowing my luck, they're gonna not do that by the time I reach 100,000. So help me get my silver plaque on the wall. And I will see you guys again next time, and y'all take care.